In this video, we're going to show you how we can generate AI summaries for your business rules. So what we have is a Power Automate flow here, which is set up to trigger when a record is selected. It is set up on the North52 formula table. So you'll be able to select that in a list of formulas or on an individual formula itself. Second thing we have in the flow is we set up a variable here, which is called the prompt. It is type string, and this is the information we pass to the LLM model to generate the formula description. So here we've got a prompt saying you're a technical writer specializing in business rules. Write a plain text summary that describes the following rules. Then what we're doing here is adding in the formula description field, and we get that directly from the record that was selected. We just click on formula description there to add it to our variable prompt there. So the next thing we do is we pass the details through to a language model. And for this example, we're actually using a service called OpenRouter. This service allows you to buy credits and then select from a large number of AI models. What we have found in our testing is that the Claude 3.7 Sonnet, it does a very good job of interpreting North52 rules. I mean, this obviously may change over time, but at the moment we can use this model with OpenRouter, and if it needs to change later on, we can easily change the model. We need to fill out the parameters here, so the URI here, we will provide a link in the knowledge base article 2 of the documentation for this. The method is post, then the content type is application JSON. For authorization, it is bearer followed by your API key, and we're actually using an environmental variable here to store the API key, and you can get that by using your parameters functionality in here to insert that. Then we send through the body with the model name and the prompt from our variable in the previous step. And to access that variable, we just put our cursor in here and again, just come through into our search here. We can see our variables and you just click on prompt. So the service then executes that and it returns a value, and then we want to update a row in Dataverse to do this. So what we're doing again, we're selecting the formula table. The row ID is the formula that we get from when a record is selected. So we get that from in here. So it's this one formula. And then we're looking at the formula summary parameters. You probably need to show advanced parameters to show them all. But then in the formula summary, we need to insert an expression. And this is pulling out the response from the HTTP call. And we're pulling out the first choice and the text value of the JSON that is returned from the API service, and then populating that into the formula description field. So let's have a look and see how this actually executes. We'll come across to our formula list here, and I'm just going to choose one of these claim adjudication formulas here, some advanced rules that we've got here. You can see none of these have got any formula summaries at the moment. We can select multiple ones here. I'm just going to show you with one. So from our flow, we're going to generate AI summary for business rules. We're going to run this flow. And once that flow is done, it's going to execute in here. So what we'll do is just run this and we'll refresh this. And we can see here that our formula summary has been populated. Now, if we open up the formula itself, then we can see the formula summary here. We can see that's actually fairly comprehensive summary of all the different decision tables and the decisions that are on those tables. So what you can do is an experiment with the prompt itself. So if you wanted a shorter summary, what what we could do in here in the initialized variable, we could write a plain text summary. You could say write a plain text 1 paragraph summary, and that would obviously create a shorter version for your summary. Hopefully that helps. Once you've got that set up on your system, then you'll be able to utilize that information to generate various reports, exports to Excel, Word, etc.